Fantastic. Welcome, 16 Ramos. So great to see you all the way from the Philippines. We are super excited to be seeing you in a few days, in 11 days here on the Gold Coast in Australia. And I firstly want to congratulate you on all your amazing success. You're an absolute inspiration in what you've achieved and how many people you've helped.
Thank you.
Yeah, how are you feeling with all that?
You know what? I am so excited. First of all, being promoted, to wrap up this year with that promotion, I think is super exciting to me. I didn't really aim for the Blue Diamond position. And to me, I was just doing the work each and every day. I was aiming to be excellent at the work. And now that I'm here, I feel like, you know what? It doesn't really feel anything different from being Diamond or Ruby, because the work is the same. The hustle never stops. And when you're here, you just get to inspire a lot more people and let them know what's possible. So cool. Well, if for those of you who don't know yet, I am from the Philippines. I'm 27 years old, and I've been in the business since I was 21. So when I started, I was actually an employee. I was an executive assistant for a wellness clinic. And it was my first and last job. I encountered this business when I was working then, and I was hooked because of how much money this company was paying people. And so I did this part-time for my first 6 months, and I quit my job, and I never went back to being an employee since. And my first 4 years, though, wasn't flawless. It was really, really rough. There was a long learning curve for me. It wasn't until 2015 that I shifted my entire business to social media. And you're going to read from my previous posts that I actually had to put in my LOI 3 times. I lost a bunch of people, lost all my teams, and by my when I started to transition to social media, I just was in the mindset of, I'm not going to lose anything now because I've been through so much, and so I'm just going to go all in into this social media thing. I'm going to be exactly who I am, totally different approach. I'm just going to go with what I already know anyway, because I love Facebook, I love being on Twitter, I love being able to rant and be myself. So what if I just go with that and totally change my approach? And it was a whole 6 months toward the latter part of 2015. It was sleepless nights. It's really the most exhausting thing I've ever done in my business, because I hardly ever slept. And it wasn't because I was pressured to do well. It was because I was having fun for the first time. I felt like I found my center in social media, because it like opened the floodgates for me. It was endless creativity, endless fun, because I was doing something that I was so familiar with. And 6 months, I built my training groups, did my own online catalogs, did my own training videos, and I didn't start recruiting until January 2016. And in that year, that was just last year, oh my God, like time flies so fast. Started recruiting in January 2016, and momentum kicked in, and it hasn't stopped since then. I think we wrapped up that year with 3,000 new distributors. And on the same year, I got promoted I was executive then, and I jumped up to Diamond on that same year. And I led with the toothpaste. That was really my leading product. That was the tip of the spear for me. My core in the business is actually having people to enter with 0 barriers. So I fought for free signups. I fought for a lot more cheaper products in the Philippines. If people could come in with 0 barriers, it's going to be a lot more fun for them and a lot easier to commit to you, knowing that they're going to earn first. So that was kind of my story when I started. I really wanted people to join my business, and the first thing they experienced in this business, I want them to earn. That for me was the number one thing. The core of my business was to get them to earn on their first 2 weeks. And so I ran with that story, and I developed a certain business model, which I'm going to share at the Leadership Summit, that allowed people to earn on their very first week. So 2017, this year, it's gone crazier. I think our rate now is about 2,000 to 3,000 signups every month for the entire team.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
that's really crazy. And you know, when people are coming in and doing well, regardless of whether or not they have instruction from you or not, you know you have a business model that's absolutely duplicable and simple enough for anybody to understand, whether or not you're there. So that's really what I want to dive into when I go to the Gold Coast, because I think it's not unique to the Philippines that this works. I think every single market can totally adopt this. So that's why I really, really am so excited to meet you guys and talk about this. So just recently I became a Blue Diamond, and the work never stops. It's still the same. It's still recruiting, a lot of spear fishing, and a lot of being on Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, a lot of foundational work that you did obviously was the momentum for your growth in 2016, and it's paying out now, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
In 3 days. Well, we'll share one number one tip that you can give us about how to grow your business on social. If there was one, I know there's many, but one top tip from you, what would it be?
The number one top tip, like you mentioned, it's all foundational, right? The number one top tip that I really went with that grew my momentum is listening to my audience. It's so unreal that I get paid to actually stalk people. I say that in a jokingly way. Okay, I don't really go stalker mode like in a scary way, but I do this by totally interacting and engaging and literally spending hours looking at what people are talking about. So it's a lot of just being nosy, I guess. But in the beginning, because I was trying to figure out my business, I didn't know what people could afford. I didn't know what products were going to work. And I didn't know what kind of business model or tone or language they were going to appeal to. And most probably, if someone is starting out their new skin business on social media, these are the things that they're not going to know in the beginning. And so what I would recommend that you do is to listen first before anything. Of course, on the side, you should take action, right? You should totally do your very first post. I mean, why not put something out there already? But at the same time, if you want to put something out there of value, it's a lot of listening. It's a lot of looking at what people are complaining about. In the Philippines, you have no idea how much, like, I would scroll in the morning, and by 10 a.m., the amount of complaints about traffic is so crazy, because they had just arrived at work and they had just gone through their morning commute. So by the time I wake up, that's what I would see. And I'm like, okay, this is so gonna be my story now. My story is gonna be, I'm gonna take you off the roads. I'm gonna have you start earning from home, because apparently that's what you're complaining about. Another thing is, by listening to your audience and asking certain questions on your wall, you learn about what they can afford. And you also learn what they want to spend on. So during the holidays, I've asked a lot of questions. When I do my recruitment posts on Facebook, sometimes it's not enough for you to say, you can earn $400 a month. Sometimes you have to attach it to a story that they can relate to, like this is the end of the year. Next year, they're going to be spending on something. How far can $400, $500 a month take you if your son is going to school for the first time this year? So there's got to be, you got to listen to what stories they're telling, what they want to spend on the following year. And, during the holidays is when they share their resolutions, what they want to make happen for 2018. So it's a lot of really listening to your audience to figure out what kind of content I will make now based on their stories, their wants, their needs, what they can afford, and what their view about money is, so that I can prepare this whole story around my content. And that's what you should run with for the rest of the year, because that's your audience. And there is nobody more important than your audience.
That's right. What great tips. Thank you so much. And I know you've done so much work around your understanding your target audience and crafting your content around that, which is just phenomenal. So thanks for that. That's great.
You're welcome. A lot more to come when I get there.
Absolutely. I think we'll finish off with maybe a couple more questions about personal branding. What's your key takeaway that you can give to us regarding personal branding on social media?
Personal branding, you know, if there's one thing that you should remember about personal branding, it's how you make people feel when they think about you. So the energy and the vibe has to be on point when you're on social media. And this is kind of tricky to do because it's technology, and it takes twice as much effort to humanize yourself on social media. So to me, it's a lot of just letting go of your shyness. And if you need to fake it till you make it, maybe that's the way to go. But to me, I'm an introvert and I'm quite shy. And I know that doesn't translate now. I had to practice, but because personal branding, I'm not going to get anywhere by focusing on being shy. People are not going to know who I am. So I was just self-awareness. You have to know that you're awesome, first of all, and that someone somewhere out there is going to relate to who you are as a person. But they're not going to know that if you don't get out of your shell. So that's really, I had to learn that the hard way, and I kind of got pushed out of my comfort zone there. So personal branding, you have to be present. People have to kind of detect you in their radar consistently. And it's about photos of you and your lifestyle. It's about live videos. It's about recorded videos of you being out and about and telling people about your interests, because you want to be in their radar, and you want them to have a glimpse of who you are. And by that, I mean, you know, they have to feel good when they get a glimpse of who that is, right? So you got to get happy, and you got to make people feel that they want to do business with you, buy stuff from you, and just be your friend if it's not business. So to me, it was the first 6 months actually was a lot of work and a lot of like mental work too, because that was the main hurdle that I had to get over, because I was really shy. But I knew what I wanted my personal branding to be was, you know, I'm a millennial and I'm very ambitious. And I feel like in myself, I'm someone who just goes for it. I'm someone who believes in that I deserve that kind of life, the really great life, and retiring early, you know, affording 2-month holidays. I'm that kind of girl. And I know someone somewhere out there is going to relate to that and is going to want the same things. And so I started to put my story out there, my goals, what my monthly goals were, what my yearly goals were, and I wanted people to feel motivated. And so that's kind of how I put my personal branding out there. Motivation, inspiration. I shared about who inspired me for that week. And I just wanted to make people feel good when they see any of my posts. So when you think about your personal branding, don't go so far. Just be self-aware and start with who you are. You know, if you're a homebody and you like the perks of being at home, you know, spending time with your pets or your family, then, you know, someone out there is going to absolutely love that. And so you have to put that out there. If you're the complete opposite, you like adventures, you like beach trips, you like going on a boat somewhere, you like going on tours, you absolutely have to run with that and go with that. And someone out there is going to relate to that. So just be self-aware, start with who you are, and put that out there. Just don't be self-aware and be shy. Be self-aware and put it out there, because that's the whole point, isn't it? That's the point.
Absolutely.
People have...
I tell you what, I did not realize you were shy. So it shows you that you've done a lot. I would have said you're a complete extrovert, but there we go. But obviously not. You've done a lot of work on yourself.
No.
That's great.
You have to, Ange, you have to watch my first few videos that I posted on Facebook. You know what? Just after this call, try to do a Facebook search. 16 Ramos New Skin 180. It's such a painful video to watch.
Well, we all have to start somewhere. here, don't we? Which is that's part of your story, and I think everyone can relate to that. Totally.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh yes, yes. Just I apologize in advance for you guys, for those who are going to watch that video. But I was totally, the quality of the video, it's so poor. The audio was bad, and I was so shy. I was swallowing my words. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to edit videos, but I put it out there anyway. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna put it out there, whatever, if you like it or not.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it is. Well, thank you for that and sharing that insight, because there are so many people that are shy or are scared of putting themselves out there, and it is embracing your own uniqueness and living out loud on social, isn't it really?
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Oh my God, because if you don't, other people will, and
Exactly.
you know, you're gonna regret it. That's it. That's really the end result of it if you don't do it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. Look, there's